Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, a place where you can learn how to use your God-given time wisely and increase your productivity. My name is Tia from Tropical Tide, and as you can already tell by the title of this video, we are going to go through how to set goals and achieve them. It's a brand new year, and happy new year by the way, and I'm sure you've already set some 2020 goals for yourself. But if you haven't, you're in good company, and even if you have already, still keep on watching, you might learn a thing or two. Now, the approach that I take to setting my goals is to have an idea of where I'd like to be in the long run. Now, the long run for me could be in the next 3 to 5 years. And even though the idea is a bit vague, it's a bit general, it still can be structured. Now, to give you some more context, let's say that in the next 3 to 5 years, I see myself buying a home. Wanting to own a home in the next 3 to 5 years, that would mean that I would have to start making wiser financial decisions. Now, based on that goal, I am going to look at the year that I'm currently in and set some goals that will help me to accomplish the overarching goal, which is to own a home. Now that you have an idea of where you'd like to be in the long term, you're going to set now some intermediate goals for yourself. And I would like to think of the intermediate goals being for the year. So we're going to set some goals in 2020 that will get us a step closer to being a homeowner in the next 3 to 5 years. Now, the first thing that we'd have to do is we'd have to research our goal. Now, this can be done in any way. So we could either ask someone who already owns a home, or we could look up real estates in our area or the area that you desire to own a home in. You can look up mortgages, what are the rates, what are the procedures, what's necessary for you to qualify to be a homeowner and to get a mortgage, those sort of stuff. Do your research and make as many notes as you can as to what you have to do to get to that end goal. The next thing we'd have to do is we'd have to do an analysis of our current position and of all that is involved, what we've just researched, that it will take for us to accomplish our goal. After doing that analysis, you'd have to think to yourself, what can you reasonably accomplish in the year that you're currently in, 2020, that will make you a few steps further in owning your own home. After we've made that yearly goal, so we have our overarching goal for 2020 specifically, we are going to now evaluate and see what can we reasonably accomplish in the month of January to get us one step closer to that 2020 goal. After you've made your goal for January, we are going to make a goal for the specific week that we're in. So for this week, you're going to think to yourself, based on the goal that I've set for myself for January, what can I do in this week to make me one step closer to accomplishing the January goal? And we do the same thing for the week. Now that we have our goal for the week, what can we do today to get closer to that weekly goal that will get us closer to that monthly goal that will get us closer to that overarching 2020 goal? And that 2020 goal will get us closer to where we'd like to be in the long run, which is to be a homeowner. So that is basically how I go through the process of setting my goals. I work from the big goal straight back to the point that I'm starting at. In essence, I follow a reverse engineering process to split my goals up so that I can tackle them in bite-sized pieces. This helps me to stay on track and to not be overwhelmed by the overarching goal, which is to buy a home. To some people like me, you know, looking at where you're starting at, you can be intimidated by your goal. You may think it's too high for you to attain, and that can discourage you. So I rather to take the big picture and break it down into parts and work at it that way. And yeah, that is basically how I split my goals up to accomplish them. In reverse engineering my dreams and my goals, I also incorporate the SMART method in setting my goals. Now, there are countless articles on this mnemonic that you can look up and read and just get yourself a little bit more acquainted with it. And I've also written some blog posts on the topic of goal setting, which you can find down in the description bar below. But what this method, the SMART method, helps you to do is to not be superficial with your goals. Now, don't get me wrong, I am not saying that you shouldn't aim high, not at all. I scare myself sometimes with the dreams and the goals that I have for me personally, but you know, that fear actually comes from me second guessing myself rather than the goal itself. So therefore, I won't set a goal to travel to 50 countries knowing very well that I can't even afford to travel to one right now. Instead, a more realistic goal would be to plan to travel to one country, one destination for the year, or even plan a staycation. You get what I'm saying, right? The SMART acronym really just helps you to be strategic when you're setting your goals and to not set yourself up for failure. Okay, so let's just work through another example, and this is an actual example. I have a goal to play the guitar well. Okay, so based on my current schedule and the season of life that I'm in, for 2020, my goal is to play at least one song well on the guitar. Now, given that goal for the year, I would then start researching, which song would I want to start learning. Now, given that, a goal for January would be to attend one guitar lesson. So to hire a professional or attend a professional guitar class and get some pointers. And then the weekly goal would be, which is actually my weekly goal, is to practice that song, find a tutorial on YouTube and practice that song or practice a part of that song at least 2 times per week based on my schedule for the week. I'll look at my schedule and I'll see where can I fit in some guitar practicing time. I schedule that into my schedule, and when that day and time comes, I practice the guitar. But that is basically how I set my goals, guys. In a nutshell, I use a reverse engineering process, and I also incorporate the SMART acronym when I am setting my goals. If you have any questions or any tips to add, then do feel free to leave them down in the comment section below. But in all your plannings and goal settings for the year 2020, don't forget to submit your plans to the Lord and allow Him to direct your steps, okay? Don't forget to follow me on my socials and also subscribe to the newsletter to be up to date with everything Tropical Tide. I make content that is geared toward motivating and encouraging you to use your God-given time wisely and increase your productivity. All the links can be found in the description bar below. Be sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it, and share it with a friend, and subscribe for more content. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in and watching this video. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.